Hey guys, what is going on? I'm doing another van tour with David. I almost said Brett. Wow, David. But his business partner's name is Brett. And with BoHo Vans, if the face looks familiar, it's because he's all over the internet. But shout out to Kyle, much appreciated. Again, doing the videography for us today.
Oh, I did the wrong button this time. I can't even do it.
Oh my, swing around.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. I'm just stupid.
So also shout out to Battleborn because you're in their booth right now at Overland Expo.
That's right.
So I'm gonna let him do some more talking because he's better at talking anyway. So David, give us a little rundown about BoHo and
Sure.
what we're doing. And
Yeah, we're BoHo Camper Vans. We're based in Tempe, Arizona. We're going on our 8th year, so we've been around a little bit.
we're getting that old that quick, huh?
Yeah. So we're manufacturing camper vans, both for sale, for rent. We also sell our used rentals. We have all sorts of different options for people, ranging from brand new ProMasters, Sprinters, Transits, to pre-owned and used vehicles, to different layouts. We're a custom shop, and we build all sorts of different types of adventure rigs.
Biggest misconception with BoHo Vans right now, I would say, is everybody thinks that they build only on ProMasters. They don't only build on ProMasters, although today's tour is a ProMaster, but
Yeah.
you do all of them.
We do, yeah. We've been doing a lot more Transit and Sprinters. I think we have a few in our shop right now. We like all the vehicles. They all have their advantages and disadvantages, as we know. But yeah, for the first couple of years, it was a lot of ProMasters. We build our rental fleet on the ProMasters.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, as of late and the last few years, we're happy to build on really any of those 3 major chassis.
Let's just walk through it. I'm excited. Can you
Sure.
start right here at the front? Because do you put
Yeah.
that in every one of your vans?
Yeah, so we've had some fun with this van. We built it specifically for shows, and so we've been doing all the Overland Expos, and we did Hershey, and we're just trying to get around, get the word out. So yeah, we'll start here. Everybody thinks this is a dishwasher. It is not. This is actually
How many
shower.
dishwashers are in vans, by the way?
We have never done one.
I don't see many.
Part of camping is washing dishes. I
Yeah,
think.
well, there's also not enough water on board to do dishwashing. But
is
go
true.
ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is a really great shower because it saves a ton of space. It only takes us up about 6 inches of depth on this face, and it folds down just like so. This is a magnetic curtain, so this actually clips to the, stays to the bottom, and then clips to the eye-rings up above. And you stand right in the pan. There's a slight decline on this pan, and it drops down into the tank and drains into the gray water tank underneath, which is 26 gallons.
Is this the version 2 of the Tetra van?
I think so. Yeah, they have a 2.0.
Yeah.
And they make them now in like stainless and black,
Yeah.
but awesome because we've done the shower stalls before. They take up so much space. They end up becoming a closet. They're tight, right, with the loose curtain. No water gets out, and you can really get clean. Saves a ton of space. Something you're seeing too is that's different than our last tour, which was
Want to put that back in?
3 years ago. Different finish on our cabinetry. So I think the last one we saw, a lot of cedar, right? Still keeping the
Still
cedar.
a lot of cedar, dude.
Still
What are
keeping
you
the cedar
talking about?
aesthetic. But all of our cabinetry now is Baltic birch, laminated. You can get in various colors. This is obviously like a matte black. Kind of adds more texture and just more variety to the
More
finishes.
ruggedness, a lot more like you can hit that with an item and it's not going to
Totally.
hurt it.
People with dogs, right? Less scratches. We were getting a lot of people asking for white vans, right? So you're painting cedar, and it's a whole thing. Obviously, still have the cedar walls and ceiling. We love that application for a variety of reasons.
Well, let's step on in.
So as we enter, we
You get
went
up here, Kyle,
after a bit of a lava theme with this van, and so straight from the factory, Spitfire orange, and as you come in, and we played around with some epoxy on like our lighting sconce. These lights are really cool. You can change them whatever color you want. Super fun. You can sync them to music.
What is so you said it's epoxy in the roof there.
Yeah. We just did a poured epoxy.
That's cool. I mean, I love epoxy and I love orange, by the way.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to represent anything?
No, we were just kind of doing almost like a lava field or like some magma, and where we have a cool Easter egg with the epoxy that was on this table.
Oh, jeez.
We did a pour on that, and you can see kind of in the inverse, the negative space. This is the Hawaiian Islands, and that was actually where BoHo Vans was conceived. The idea, just from renting a van out in Hawaii. So kind of cool just to throw that in there.
Galley here, your kitchen galley has everything you need from a cooktop. This is a really nice cooktop. I haven't seen many of these.
NutriChef.
NutriChef.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
NutriChef, you got the Dometic right down here.
Yep,
Is
2
it
burners.
Is it full of stuff?
Yeah, we got some stuff in there. We got a beer, we got
Nice.
some oranges, some clementines. Kind of keeping that aesthetic, and we did kind of a waterfall backsplash onto the butcher block counter. This is, again, kind of following that volcanic theme with some
Real?
like lava
Holy
stone.
crap, that's real.
Yeah.
All right, that's some time, some effort.
Microwave, we've been getting comments on, like, I love that small microwave. We do too. Fits great. All right, lots of storage. This is kind of a cool detail. So on this pull-out pantry, did some waves.
Just fun stuff.
Fun details, right? Just
Now, how are these latching shut? Because this is all flush. So you have latches in there?
Yeah, we have latches mounted in the back, so you don't see them.
Oh.
But then when they come in, nothing's sliding and shifting when you're going down the road.
All right, so we have the shower covered. A lot of big thing in my comments, at least, are where do I do the business?
Sure. So, in this layout, simple cassette in this location. We work with a variety of different toilets, depending on the layout, depending on what the client wants, from electric to composting to cassettes. A lot of times we'll have clients put the toilet under usually one of the sofa seats. This is a little bit easier to set on and access, but this is here if you need it.
Now, do you feel like this is one of your favorite layouts in regarding your vans? Because it looks like you have Galley. Obviously, you have your sink here, Ravati sink, which is obviously really popular. But this sitting across from each other, I love. But the 159, you have plenty of space to do that in. It's hard to do that in a 144 Sprinter.
True.
So have you guys, do you keep this layout for a 144 Sprinter?
This is kind of a unique layout. A lot of the times, this layout usually has a sink over here, and this sofa, kind of the chase, moves into the door.
Okay.
So this was kind of a custom design, but it's been really popular. We're building a few vans just like it right now. They like the extra space. They like the shower right there, and then the sink and the shower all kind of in that same water. They all just drain into the tank right below it.
I mean, I like it because now you and I could have
Arm wrestle?
lunch, dinner. We could arm wrestle, sure, whatever floats your boat. So I just like that. This is one of my favorite kind of layouts, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially with a fixed bed. So what size is this fixed bed?
This is a true full, so 54 wide by 75 long. And you're able to do that in a ProMaster.
Right.
That's one of the benefits of it, is the width, right? It doesn't feel tight in here. You and I can go back and forth if we're cooking a meal or washing up or camping together without feeling like you're in a tight closet.
And obviously you did not continue this on, and you cut this off right here. You have the split upper cabinets. So I'm assuming people's heads are going to go on this side.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Yep.
Feet down there, and now you have all this open space. You continued up with here with your more epoxy, it looks like.
That's actually a printed acrylic.
It is.
So it's backlit, and that's Antelope Canyon.
Antelope Canyon, which has a lot to do with Arizona, obviously, right?
Yep.
Did I get that right?
Yeah, it's Arizona, almost Utah.
It's there.
It's close.
It's close, but I guess that's the orange theme you got going on in here.
Yeah, we're
Reddish
just trying to bring
theme.
in elements of inspiration and kind of showing our roots. I mean, it's wrapped with essentially like a sketch of Monument Valley.
Oh, to touch on some of the things that are out of sight, out of mind, you have a heater in here, I presume?
We do, yeah. So we're running Eberspacher, so that's just tied into the fuel tank. So again, doesn't use
Also
much power
known as
at all.
S-Bar.
S-Bar, Eberspacher, and then the thermostat's right behind you. So if you don't know, those are really great because you can just literally set it and forget it, just like at home. You want it 72 degrees all night. It'll just kick on and kick off as.
And being a Battleborn sponsored van, I guess, a show van for Battleborn. Obviously, we have the Battleborn batteries here, which we're going to show in the back when we go out to the back. However, you have one of my favorite air conditioners ever in a van because they're in your backyard.
That's right, cruising comfort.
Yeah.
And we love Chris, the owner there.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
Total nerd on air conditioning, by the way.
Total nerd. But he makes a great product.
Yeah.
And what's unique about it is nothing on the roof, right? So we're running a split system. You're actually sitting on the compressor.
Right.
So it's underneath that chair. And then underneath we have the dual fan condenser.
Yep.
And then we have the evaporator up in the pizza kitchen of the ProMaster.
And the ProMaster, I noticed that it's up there, and you got a big system in here.
It's 19,000 BTUs. It cools this place fast.
And I would say the reason for that is because you're based in Arizona and you want it to be cool?
Pretty much. I mean, we wanted to show what was possible.
Okay.
Right? When you go to the shows, you want to just show off new technology, show off stuff that people haven't seen before, perhaps. And so, yeah, you know, we do a lot of the 12-volt roof units, and those are great. Those still work well, but
They don't pump out 19,000.
This is next level.
Yeah, this is a 19,000 BTU system is triple the size of any of the roof units I've heard of, I think.
Pretty much, yeah, and it's a 48-volt system too. So that's
Okay.
that's kind of the trend we're seeing is moving away from just all 12-volt and either doing 24 or 48-volt systems, and so.
And we're going to check that out here in a minute. I also noticed you have a pass-through into the garage as well for obvious reasons. We want that. We like that, I would assume. I mean, you did a lot of really nice finishes here. I really, really like it a lot. I dig it.
Thanks.
What else can you share with me in here before we kind of head out to the back?
Yeah, let's think about it.
I was going to mention about the air conditioner. I noticed that you said you have the condenser fans in the back, you have the unit underneath me, and then you have the evaporator up top. You're running wires all over the place for that. Like, I know there's a cord, a pretty thick cord that goes from where I'm sitting up to there. How the heck did you do that?
That's a good question.
Is that a Brett question?
I think it's a Brett question.
Brett!
I think he just ran it along the wall.
Did
That's
you?
my guess.
Brett, this is Brett. You're not mic'd up. You're going to have to come here for a sec.
Yeah, get in here.
So, Brett, I asked, this is also Brett, the co-owner. I asked David, you're using a Cruising Comfort. You got the condenser fans underneath. What's the inside unit called? I forgot. Compressor. And then you have the evaporator.
Yep.
I know there's a pretty thick cord that goes from that to that.
Like, basically, we're just turning the fans on. The only thing running from our compressor up to the evaporator is the coolant lines.
Yeah, and those coolant lines are pretty thick, are they not?
Yeah, actually, they're. So if you're not talking about the coolant lines,
That's what I was talking
cabling.
about.
Yeah, the coolant
No,
lines.
not cabling,
the
just
coolant
coolant
lines are, I would say, they're all 3/4 inch, 3/4 of an inch.
Where are you running that?
Through the walls.
Through the walls?
Along with our plumbing, and
Wow.
then kind of getting creative, going up through the actual pillars and plastic and hiding everything.
Because I did that in my tiny house. I also use a 48. I actually think I used the same unit you guys have, which is crazy because my tiny house was 24 feet by 8 feet, and this van is 12 by 6.
Yeah, basically.
So, but you're in Arizona, I get it. I was always afraid to puncture those lines when I was going through. So you guys are to mark all that out?
We're careful about that, and that's honestly, like, we have standard run lines, like standard channels that we run everything through. So we know where we're going through the walls, especially when customers want to add things like, add a TV monitor where, like, they actually have to use, like, a little bit longer leg bolt. We can tell them, like, go, no-go zones in our builds.
Oh, cool.
For sure, yeah.
Go, no-go zones in your builds. You want to step out to the back and maybe talk a little bit more about that?
Let's do it.
And Brett, you may have to stick near us because guess what? We might have some battle board.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Actually, I'm going to divert to Eric on the battle board.
This one would like to know if you can take a picture with it.
Of course.
Just a fan.
Of course.
Ready? Say cheese.
All right, back to the tour, everybody. So we are now in the rear of the vehicle. I did not notice this before. You have a nice little drop butcher block counter.
Yeah, wherever you can add, this is an easy add, right?
It is kind of an easy
It's
add.
effective. You have your coffee back here.
Obviously, you guys went kind of all out in the electrical system. Again, shout out to Battleborn because you're kind of showcased that.
Yep.
So anything technical I need to know about this, Brett?
It's a 48 volt, so we're running the 48 volt system with their intelligence batteries. So the way that you can kind of more effectively get up to the 48 volts and keep the battery bank in harmony, we'll just call it, right? Each of these batteries is synced to one another through the Battleborn app. So the whole battery bank is actually talking with itself to make sure that it equalizes properly during charging and discharging and just as it sits. So that's one of the big benefits of their new intelligence batteries.
How many watt hours is it?
11 kilowatt hours.
It's 11 kilowatt hours. So the batteries say 12 volt on them.
They are.
So you wired them in series to make it 48.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, you got it.
Also, just a little fine touch. You put the BoHo logo just so you could see the water tank.
Exactly.
Yeah, you actually had to look.
Yeah, right? It's all about the details. That's the
is.
fun part. That's the fun part.
It is. Anything special? Is this just access panel?
So I remember from the last video I said hot water heater.
Oh, yes.
So this is a water heater. This is a water heater, 6-gallon water heater.
Which one did you
electric.
use?
It's a Kuma.
Oh, it's the Kuma.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we chose this one. Works well, but it just fits nicely in our water box, right?
I like it. And you obviously have your outdoor shower as well to obviously accentuate the indoor shower. Why not? This is good, just good to spray off dogs or beach glitter or whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah, we always standardize with the outdoor shower. And so now 2 showers are better than 1. Yeah, and then everything else under here is, right, we're running Victron components. We love showing off our electrical work. We're really proud of it. And so every van we build is going to be really easy to access, so you're gonna be able to see all of your electrical components. To be honest, you really don't have to touch them very often. They kind of run themselves. But if you do need to access them, super easy to do.
It's nice to see it. I like to see it.
Yeah, me too.
Kyle, do you like to show off your electrical?
I do if it looks clean.
If it looks clean, which mine usually aren't, but Kyle's are.
A wake speed as well, which is
Oh, the DC to DC.
yeah, and it's a 48 to 12 volts bidirectional converter.
Oh,
So it actually goes both ways.
so you can
could
jump the
actually-
vehicle if you need to.
You could.
Who'd you guys use for your wake? Is it Wake Speed? Is that the brand? Is that the company?
So Wake Speed was purchased by Dragonfly Energy about, I'll probably get this wrong, but 2-ish years ago.
Okay.
2.5, maybe 3 years ago. So this stuff, it's the bi-directional.
Right, but
Charging
I've
converter.
heard, you can maybe correct me, I've heard that it's really hard to find a alternator. So does it have the separate alternator or no? A second? So it doesn't. It works off the original alternator.
Yeah, we're actually pulling off the battery.
Okay.
So we're actually pulling off the battery just like you would with a Victron DC-DC charger.
Sure.
And just go off your positive post.
Yep.
We're doing the exact same thing here.
Yeah, so you didn't add the secondary alternator. That's what it's been. There's been a lot of troublesome in our space trying to find a secondary alternator that is really good.
So we actually, a lot of the upfits that we do, we recommend, and if we're buying and helping a customer purchase a van, we get the kind of ambulance package. So it's a 220 amp alternator that we
That's
get
what it is.
from the factory.
Okay, so you want to upgrade that portion of it.
Yep, and it's a super
Great.
super simple upgrade with the like ordering from a manufacturer. Like you know, it's just a check a box, and it's a very like light increase in price comparative to having somebody else install one aftermarket.
I love that. That's a great tip. I actually never thought about doing it that way. So thank you for helping out the audience with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We always like to try to save people. We always say, put good money to good.
Yeah.
You know, like even just a stupid thing off of that, like back windows. We tell customers order them from the factory because it costs us the cost of material of window itself for them to check the box and just have them come factory installed. So we always kind of
Saves the customer money
try to
overall.
Save the customer money where we can.
You guys might be the only ones that will be like, yeah, because a lot of other builders are like, I'd rather just put the windows in.
Yeah.
But if you're going to keep these fixed, what's the point?
Exactly. We say don't put anything else in, but we try to say like it's cheaper from the factory. Do that, and we can help them out with an awning or something else that maybe they wouldn't down the road, right?
Right. I didn't even see. Are your two front seats, are they swiveling?
They are, and those are actually factory swivels too. So Ram started doing built-in swivel seats as an upgradable package as well.
Ram finally stepping up. I think Rams are going to, I don't think they'll ever catch up to Sprinter, but
Yeah.
I think
We
Rams are
keep
doing
talking to
pretty
them
well.
about diesel and all-wheel drive packages, and they're open to listening. We're actually a certified second stage manufacturer for Ram.
Okay.
Which is, I think there's only one or two
I think there's
in the
I think
country,
we're one of
at
the
least for
only
camper
ones.
vans. So
Wow.
super cool. You know, it was they had to come to our shop and kind of vet all of our stuff and
That's
make sure
awesome.
it's legit. So
And what is the future for BoHo Vans? What are we talking here?
we're on our wait list. We're trying to bring our wait list down. Right, we want to get people out on the road sooner.
What's your turnaround time right now?
We're on once we start, it's about 4 to 6 weeks, but we're on about an 8-month wait right now.
You're an 8-month wait, 4 to 6 weeks from there, so 9-10 months.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I actually did a video with somebody recently, and they said if they don't have at least a 6-month backlog, then go find somebody, like find someone that has a 6-month backlog. Because if they don't have a 6-month backlog, then something's a little iffy with that company.
I think there's some merit to that.
I can't. Yeah, you can't say. I can't say, but that's what
It's worth the wait.
It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. I like that. All right. Well, check out BoHo Vans. Obviously, they do great work. Obviously, have you guys considered doing a super high roof ProMaster?
Yeah, we're talking to a client right now who wants to do one. So
I'd love
we're
to see a
definitely
super.
open to
I'd
it.
love to see a BoHo super high. Can we do that?
I think what they want to do is they want to do like a drop down bed, right? You want to do like a
The
drop-down
Happy
bed set.
Jack or the Euro lift.
We haven't done one yet, but I think that's what they're looking at. So no promises yet. So hold us to it, but I think that's the reason for it.
Well, if you do one, I will come out and I'll do a video with it. Hopefully, I can also check out your guys' shop. BoHo Vans, if you guys want to plug yourselves, please, by all means, where do we find you?
BoHo Vans everywhere online, Instagram, X, TikTok, Facebook. BoHo Vans, it's hard to not find us.
It's hard to not find you. It's nice having a whole team doing stuff for you. All right, guys. Thank you again to Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Chop Shop. Check them out. Later.
Thanks, dude.